Lopez here, coming at you from LopezTheSame.com. And in this video, I wanted to talk about why you should start a corporation and when. Really. I mean, if you really think about it, it's really a no-lose situation. You can't really lose. And, you know, when it's people in my family that they have LLCs and S corporations, and they never told me I should do it. That's the thing that really boggles my mind. And see, you got to think about it like this. Now, in America, if you're being taxed on a federal level 50%. So if you work your job, every time you get paid, they take about 50%, you know, just monthly. And depending on what state you live in, I live in Georgia. So a Georgia tax is about 6%. And in South Carolina, where I'm from, it's 7%. And in North Carolina, it's not quite 6%. But here's the deal. Depending on what city and town you live in, see, they up the ante on the taxes. So you get taxed, car tax, house tax, all kinds of taxes. So, you know, sales tax, you know, it's the taxes is everywhere. It's really off the hook. So let's say you get a check for $200,000. You know, the federal government, they're going to take half. In the state, they're going to take half. Assuming I'm talking if you take a check from your job, or corporation, or a contract you might get. I mean, by the time the taxes, they hit you up with the taxes, you're going to be paying 50% federal, and depending on where you live at, especially if you live in California, that's 13% taxes. So you're getting creamed for taxes. They're taking all of your shit. And if you have a corporation, you're paying 30% taxes. So that's a big difference, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, like, love him or hate him, Donald Trump said something that was, I mean, it was powerful, man. But it went over a lot of people's heads, man. He was on a campaign trail. I don't remember where it was at. I saw the recording. And Trump said, I think they were talking about why he didn't want to open up his books for his taxes. He didn't want to show his taxes for a lot of different reasons. But I'm not going to get into that. That's a video for another day. There's a logical reason why he don't want to show his taxes. Because he'll expose himself. That's why he don't want to open his taxes, you know. But here's the deal. When Trump was on the campaign trail and Hillary was talking about taxes and, you know, how he get around the tax laws and everything, and Trump said, I use the system. Those are his exact words. I use the system. He said, if you don't like the system, change it. Go past the laws and the public policy and change the laws. I use the system just like everybody else does. Right? And then Hillary said something, or they put another video, because they had, you know, they kind of, the video I saw, they were putting clips of Hillary and Trump going back and forth, right? Maybe it was a debate, I don't know. But, you know, at the end of the video, Trump grabbed the microphone and said, I think everyone should start a corporation. When he said that shit, I was shocked. I was shocked when he said that shit, man. Because I grew up all my life in the United States of America, and I never had anybody say that shit. There's people in my family that are already doing this. What I'm telling you, you should be doing. But no one ever told me why I should do it. And they're benefiting from it. So why not me? Why we can't just do it all together as a family? And the thing about it, man, when you start a corporation, you get tax benefits. You basically create a tax shelter. And what happens is once you incorporate yourself, you take that information and go down to your local bank and open a small business account and deposit all your money into that account. So if you got a job, deposit all that money into your account. And what's going to happen over time, you're going to build up business credit. It's going to be like you're starting business credit, like starting your personal credit. So that's going to give you options on wherever you want to invest, or wherever you want to borrow some money, or wherever you want to have some credit cards, or whatever. Or start a business, or start a side hustle, or whatever you want to do. But if you don't do anything else in life, at least incorporate yourself and deposit all the money that you make from your job. And if you get a new job, you have to file with the IRS. You have to fill out the papers and everything, and you have to pick a name you have to pick a business name, a corporation name, and when you sign out that tax form, you're gonna, instead of putting your name at the top where it says your name or whatever, instead you can put your company name first and your name second, because you're like a corporation. You're like a business now. You're like an entity. You're like a human being. You're like an entity. You're like somebody that they're doing business with. See, your job, not only are they're doing business with your corporation through you. That's the difference, and that's powerful in this capitalistic society that we live in. And depending on where you live at, some states have different prices. They have fees or whatever. Where I live, in the state of Georgia, it's only $50 a year. And in the federal, it varies. Me personally, I had to pay $150. So I pay $150 a year. Now, if you live in California, it's going to be more than that. I'm just telling you. If you live in California, it's going to be more than that, because they have high taxes. So more than likely, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be much more than $150 in California, because they have high-ass taxes in California. And, some states just require more fees, and because of taxes and how they go about earning their money and everything. That's the only reason for that. Every state got their own rules. However, now I went through a firm to get my paperwork done. I didn't walk my paperwork up to these offices by myself. You can do that, but I didn't do it like that because I just didn't have time. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at the amount of time it would have taken me to do all the paperwork by myself versus going through a firm. So being that I live in a big city, so I don't really have time like that. So if I lived in now you might live in a small town. If you live in a smaller town, yeah, I would highly recommend you do it on your own. If you live in a smaller town or smaller city, if you have time. But if you live in a mega big city like New York City, Atlanta, LA, Chicago, I would just go through a firm because it's going to take too much time. You know, you got to drive through traffic with crazy people. You got to wait in the lines when you get to these offices. So I would just go through a firm like I did. And if you need any help with that, click the link below this video. Go to my blog, lopezlassane.com, or click the link below. I can help you out with that. Lead you in the right direction. You know, and that's pretty much how I did it. So you can't really lose. It's less taxes. You're creating a tax shelter. You're creating other opportunities for you to invest money eventually. It's no brainer. Really. I wish someone would have told me this when I was starting out making all this money, and I'm getting creamed with the taxes. I'm getting killed with the taxes. But nobody was around to tell me this, so I didn't know. So sometimes what you don't know can hurt you. It's like going to court. When you go to court, it says not knowing is no excuse to the law. Ignorance is no excuse to the law. So knowing is half the battle. So, I just wanted the intentions of me doing this video was just to tell you why you should start a corporation. And you can get started today, right now, if you got the money. So like I said, click the link below and get started. You don't have nothing to lose. You can only gain. So if you have any questions, any concerns, leave your comments below. Check out my blog, lopezlassane.com. Subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.